wasn't me, I swear.
We can
I have
provide
witnesses.
that. And I'm just hoping your friend's head is not in the way of the camera.
Oh. In other words, move.
Move a little to the left. I just don't want,
Just trying to be
I don't
polite,
want
we're just saying,
45 minutes of your hair. I mean, I'm sure it's lovely, but yeah,
He's got
so.
good hair, yeah.
And he has hair.
And he's a nice guy.
With that video, you can see each follicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can zoom in. It's in 4K, so it's awesome. So welcome everyone to the Toxic Avenger panel. Is everyone having a good time? Awesome. I am Kyle with Phantom Spotlight. I am going to moderate this wonderful panel, and we're going to go down the line. And actually, you guys know yourselves better than I know you, so I'll just have you guys introduce yourselves, your name, your character, and how about your favorite ice cream flavor, just to make it fun?
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can narrow it down from all the ice creams that exist in the world.
You want to go first?
No, you're first.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go down this way.
Okay.
So.
All right,
Okay, this
this is live? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Jennifer Baptist. I was Wanda Zilch in The Toxic Avenger. And let me see, my favorite ice cream is chocolate brownie, dark chocolate brownie. That's my favorite ice cream.
All right, awesome. Some of these guys will probably run out and get you some later, so that'll be good.
I'm only 5 minutes from here. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Oh, we might take you up on that. I am Cynthia Mannion in real life. Cindy Mannion is my stage name for SAG-AFTRA and Equity. And I am Julie in The Toxic Avenger. Woo! And my favorite ice cream is actually on a cone, one of the waffle cones dipped in dark chocolate with salted caramel.
Very nice choice. Awesome.
And thank you so much for being here.
Well, my name is Mitch Cohen, and I'm the OG Toxic Avenger.
You mean the Toxic Avenger?
The Toxic Avenger, right.
We may differ.
And,
Careful, Melvin's sitting down there.
Well, one of the OGs. All right, we'll go with that.
The first one.
Yes.
And my favorite ice cream was, when I was a kid, we used to go to a Chinese restaurant, they had pistachio
Ah.
ice cream. So I love pistachio ice cream. And when I did that scene where I said no tiki, no washi, that's because I had a lot of pistachio ice cream when I was younger.
Cute.
My name's Mark Torgel. I played the original Melvin in my boy. And I played evil Melvin in Toxic Avenger 4.
Citizen Toxic.
Yep, Citizen Toxic.
Citizen Toxic, yes. And my favorite ice cream is actually pistachio as well.
That makes sense.
Which makes sense.
Twins.
We're really the same
We
person.
work together, we eat together, we have
And
ice cream
it's
together.
green.
So,
It's clean.
so there you go. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes. Very cool.
So how are you guys enjoying the con so far?
The con's been awesome. It's really been wonderful to meet all the fans, and I know speaking for the group, but definitely for myself, it's so wonderful to meet everyone, say hello to everyone. You know, I mean, we wouldn't be here without all of you and all of you watching us and just keeping the whole cult legend alive. So thank you, honestly, thank you so much.
It is our pleasure and honor to be here with you. We wouldn't be reinvented now 4 decades later, coming out and playing and hearing all the wonderful stories. Such stories from the fans, such life-inspiring things from people who got creative from seeing the first Toxic Avenger, and some of them seeing the first Toxic Avenger when they were so young. Oh my goodness. And learning that you can do things on a low budget and make them look magnificent. And that whole creative group, just like, I can do that. It's magic. Just like the movies are magic. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for being here today.
So I think it's crazy that people have come up from North Carolina to say hello. I haven't done an appearance in 40 years. So my first appearance was probably October of 25. So I'm so thrilled to learn that I have all these fans out there that I apologize because I didn't forget about you, but life takes its turns, and now I'm back in. But these conventions have been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And to see the generations of fans from the people that saw it in the 80s and people are seeing it now, it's just a great experience. So I just thank you guys for coming out. I look forward to doing more of them.
I was very excited to do my first convention in New Jersey because after all, it's the Toxic Avenger is the first superhero from New Jersey.
Yeah!
And it's been a wonderful con. All 3 days have been very successful and busy, and it's just so cool to meet all the people here that didn't have to travel too far, I hope. And they're all reliving, the different places we shot in New Jersey. And I've realized from one of the fans that where the health club exterior was Boonton, New Jersey, which the minute he said that, I was like, oh yeah, that is where it was. And so yeah, I'm just so happy to be doing the first New Jersey convention that I've had the pleasure of doing.
Woohoo! Woo!
And hopefully that health club no longer allows open toxic waste barrels to be, like parked right next to it, yeah.
I don't know, you guys better check on that.
Yeah, maybe give them a call. So, when you got the script initially, what were your thoughts on it when you were looking it over?
Well, typically you don't get the whole script. You'll get your character's sides, is what they're called, and you'll get the dialogue that you have. And we were allowed and encouraged to have a lot of freedom with writing our own material. I know that Robert Pritchard and I wrote the one scene in the locker room. I mean, we wrote that together. We just kind of came up with it and rehearsed it, and Lloyd was like, yeah, great. And that was it. And it was just so much fun. Yes?
What was Lloyd Kaufman like in 1984? Because I remember Robert, when I talked to him, he was like, shut up, except you talk. Everybody shut up!
He was great. I mean, he always encouraged us to, like I said, to step out and just act. He was like, just embrace the character. Just go and do what you guys do. And he was very open to any kind of improv that we did for the most part. He was extremely supportive. So that was a wonderful experience there.
And by the way, we are recording this, so if you do have a question, we're going to have to ask you to raise your hand so we can bring over the microphone and get your voice out to the internet.
Yes.
And if you told someone you're somewhere else today, or if you called out of work, just disguise your voice. That's fine.
We'll put the camera directly on you, but
It's kind of funny because I was also the script supervisor, and I don't remember that much about the script because we did so much ad-libbing and working out different scenes and different funny things as we went along. And I think that was half of the beauty of making this movie was we just got to be creative on our own. And usually Lloyd loved what we did. If he didn't love it, he'd let us know. Like, that's stupid. Do something else. But it was.
Talk to me like that.
He didn't, no, actually he didn't either. But so yeah, the script, I don't even remember it that much. But we just went with our own personalities and our own idea of how to make these scenes as creative as possible. And I think in a way it was like a big cartoon and we were playing cartoon characters and that just made it all that much more interesting.
And unbeknownst to me, I actually read for the blind girl. So I had only read the script for the blind girl.
Sarah.
And I had spent 2 weeks at the blind school learning how to use the cane, and I did my apartment all blind and tried to do everything without. So I went in and it was very nice. I had what agency was that? I think it was International Models sent me to that. And I met him, and I met Michael, and off I went. And then a little while later, they called me up and they said, well, we didn't get the blind girl, but we have something else. And they told me about Julie, and I went, yeah, sure, why not? It'll be a good experience, it'll be fun. So that was my script experience.
And then,
So think about this is really interesting, right? So I'm auditioning for a creature, right? We don't know what the creature's gonna do. We don't know what kind of makeup the creature's gonna have, right? And we don't know what kind of stunts the creature's gonna do. And so Lloyd, we had a large casting call. I showed up. I did my infamous creature imitation. Lloyd goes, I like that, that's good. Mike goes, I like that too, that's good. And then he goes, can you jump out of a car window? I said, if you need me to do it, is it going to be moving? He goes, no, it won't be moving. What kind of stunts can you do? So it was, oh, and by the way, you're only going to be able to act with one eye. Oh, and by the way, it's 4 hours of makeup in the morning and 2 hours at the end of the shoot. And you're going to do all your own stunts. I'm like, well, that sounds like a role that I'm meant for.
I thought it was 6 hours.
So total is 6 hours in makeup, 12, 14-hour shoots. So you're never prepared for that, but it was a great experience. And I think I was telling some of you guys that when I was filming, I could not see out of one eye. So when you're doing stunts and things are coming out on one side of you can't even see it. So I work with a lot of stunt coordinators to try to figure that out. If you watch the taco scene, you'll see that I'm always moving to my right.
Now that you mention it.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful that you can get hurt. So it was a lot of fun, but no, I did not know that that was gonna happen when I read for that role.
And you're just like Tom Cruise doing all your own stunts.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
There's every scene is pretty much me. All the fight scenes. The only ones that I didn't want to go was on a moving car. I thought it was a little bit out of my range. I still needed to get up the next day and do another one. So it was a lot of fun.
The secrets behind.
Yeah, the secrets behind, yeah.
So Jennifer, you had something to add?
I just wanted to add that I also read for the blind girl. And Cynthia and I discovered recently that we both read for the blind girl.
At one of these panels.
At
I
one
had
of
no
these
idea.
panels. So we thought that was kind of fun. So anyway.
So I have to say, ladies, in the movie Your Tasting Boyfriends, it's a little, what's the word today? Sus. Sus. Questionable. Were you kind of poke fun of, and you lent your car out for vehicular manslaughter. I hope that's something that you didn't channel from real life. How did you feel about your characters, and what portions of yourself did you put into those ladies?
Well, we put in our real selves full-heartedly. We become the characters. So we think like the characters. We eat the strawberry bonbons like the characters. We project it, and I love Bozo because he was my man at the time, and he was bigger, and he kept me safe, and he was my protector, and I had to keep him from being stressed out,
Right stuff.
Just from an acting point of view, you find, whatever you can find in the dialogue that you can connect with. And for me, with Wanda, she's a bad girl. And I really connected with that because I wasn't. I was always a goody two-shoes growing up. And here I was allowed to bring that part of my character and be the bad girl that was like, he's not dead yet. And just really get all into it. And what, if that's who I am, how am I going to be? Well, I'm going to be joyful about it because I'm into that. It's when we get out and we take the Polaroids. I'm pretending that the smashed melon is a piece of chocolate cake. But it's just like, so it's called substitution in acting. So that's what we do. So there's all kinds of ways to do that, but it always means connecting some part of yourself with the character and finding that thing that sometimes you might not like too much about yourself. but you can express it through the character. So yeah, Wanda was kind of evil, I think. So yeah, that's my evil part connected with Wanda's.
So it's almost therapeutic to, get your darker impulses, in a safe environment.
I think so. I think it's really healthy. I mean, I'd rather act and have people go to movies than do those things in real life. I mean,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Speaking of evil, Mark, you were saying you were your evil self in Citizen Toxie. How did it feel to be an evil version of yourself?
Oh, it was really different and fun because I evolved out of Toxie's stomach and came out eating his intestines. And, that's about as evil as you can get. And it was just a different mindset that I enjoyed very much. And it was tasty intestines, by the way. So it was fun doing a completely different character with the same persona. So I enjoyed doing that very much.
Well, that is awesome. Sometimes fun, as you said, to play the evil characters. And if you guys have questions, please raise your hands. We're going to go. You've already had a question, so we're going to go with this gentleman over here.
I spoke to both of you on Friday when I was here about that. I didn't get a chance to ask the ladies. What was the one scene that you shot that was the hardest to shoot and that you were praying to God you didn't have to do a second take of? And do you have a favorite scene that you shot that you're like, I want to do that again because I had too much fun doing it? This could be for, I didn't ask that part of you guys. I wanted to save something for this.
The scene that mortified me is if you take off your pink, if you put on my pink, I'll take off your pink. Because I'm very religious and I got a closed set, I prayed to God, and I tried to hide it for 4 decades, which is why no one has seen me. But now that I'm taking care of the family and everyone's in their own place, I went, why not? I'm back! Let's see. The scene that I actually enjoyed the most was running from the rats and the mice when they were trying to get me. And that was real. That wasn't acting. That was real life. I was petrified of those mice. You remember that scene?
Yes, I do.
I was like, ah! And then run.
That scream you do, that.
That's my real scream.
It sounded real.
I used that scream in Blowout too, as a matter of fact. And Vilmos came up to me and said, we don't need that good scream. We don't want a good scream. This is a sound thing, and we want to have a less scream thing. So that was a film I did with Brian De Palma and John Travolta, and it was the same screen that I had used. And I thought, well, it worked there, so it should work here. It was so fun. And meeting our family, which we now travel together. We get to do all these shows together. We hang out, we eat, we sleep, we talk. And we talk about our fans. And we have favorite fans, and all the ones in this room. Thank you so much for being here. Woo!
You don't eat intestines, when you eat together, I hope.
Depends. I haven't really tried that particular.
Well, we have some good reviews. Gentlemen, do you have any favorite scenes and less than favorite scenes that you shot?
I think for me the sheep scene, and actually I liked the pink scene that we did together.
Bless you, my child.
But the sheep scene, when the lights were off and the lights went up, and I was kissing a sheep, there were actually lots of bugs crawling around on this sheep and jumping around, and that helped my acting for me to be sick because it was quite a disgusting sheep. I don't know where they got the sheep in the middle of Manhattan, but they managed to get the most disgusting sheep they could find. So
You gotta know, he's probably not around anymore. So.
that's true. Yeah, I think we had him for dinner one night along with Jarlsberg cheese, which was our other go-to food.
I would say that I'm sure you guys like the taco scene, right?
Yes.
I mean, that was the most difficult scene to shoot out of the whole movie because it was just time. We had a time constraint, and we started at 9 o'clock at night, and we had to wrap before the sun came up, or before Taco Bell opened up. So we had to get all that
Taco
done.
Bell?
It was like a Taco
Popeyes.
Bell.
Popeyes, right?
Yeah. Oh no, it's tacos. Well, it could be a Popeye's chicken, but it was a taco place. But the amount of stunts, we had a guy get shot, we had a guy get his arm ripped off, we had a guy get thrown through, the countertop.
The dog.
The dog gets shot. Well, the guy got shot too, and he's standing there, and they shoot a.
Was that gentleman really missing an arm? Was that, or did he have it tied? Did he have it tied back?
No, so that's the story. That's actually, he's a military veteran, and he's a martial artist, and so when he does all that knife stuff, but he had no arm. So he came to set fight. Like Lloyd didn't tell me that either, that I was going to rip off an arm off of a guy that doesn't have an arm, and then beat him to death with it, which was, back in the day, nobody cared. But if you did that today, that would be a problem, right? Just a little bit. But it was very, very time consuming, lots of movement, draining at times, and I had to be on all the time. So, and the actors were great, the stunt people were great. Even Patrick that got we made an ice cream out of him, remember that?
Yes, I do.
I had to fry that guy's hands in the frying thing. We had to do all that, all in that one day. So it was unbelievable. So that was my favorite one. Because I think it came out great at the end.
It did. It shows, John.
So it's pretty interesting how that happens. But we put it together. It's not like it's all written. Lloyd and Michael, nothing's really all written. So yeah. Take the swords off the wall and hit them with that. You know how to use a sword, bitch? You'll figure it out. Let's go.
Learn by doing.
Yeah, exactly. No, thank God that I took combat in acting school, so I was able to pick up pretty quickly. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Jennifer.
Well, unequivocally, the sauna scene was very difficult to shoot for me. And I really had to think about, again, character-wise, okay, what am I presenting? And let me layer it to be more than what it is. And I felt it was a very personally freeing experience, as in just being completely independent as a woman, and also, owning my own sexuality, literally, in that sense. But the set was just difficult. It was a whole difficult scene to shoot. But, beyond that, as an actor, that's what I chose to do. And I think I did it pretty good. I've been hearing stories, like my first, And then I think my favorite scene was actually in the car. I love the car stuff. I thought that was so much fun, and I'm just a big fan of muscle cars. So I just love that whole car thing, and the way that they made it move, and the way we were moving to make, to kind of counteract it, and getting out and doing the Polaroids. I thought, this is freaking crazy. We're smashing this kid's head, and then we're taking pictures of it. I mean, it was just.
You looked happy.
Yeah, I've been thinking about the chocolate cake. So it's stepping into it and just owning it. So yeah, that was the most fun for me.
It's about Sarah's dog getting shot to death, and then I become the new dog, right? So I have to be escorting her out, right? So that whole thing was crazy. That's where Sarah appears, right? So it's pretty cool.
So I take it some of those scenes you couldn't really shoot more than once because of all the setup and the cleanup they would have had to do after it. So was that Polaroid scene one and the smashing of the head one that you couldn't do more than once? It's kind of like, you guys got to get this.
We really had to get it right. I don't recall. They shot a bunch of angles, but Lloyd was always like, yeah, great, we got it. Okay, good, let's go on. He was always pushing things. So that was one that was really hurried through, and they got it, so they were happy.
Awesome. The one take wonders, everybody.
Yes, exactly.
Woo-hoo.
I got a question.
Okay.
So this is also an urban legend, but Mitch already knows the answer because he saw her. He saw her. but this is for the three actors that were in the intro. When Melvin mops, and when you guys were in the hot tub, did you notice that the woman who was rubbing her legs was actually Marissa Tomei? Did you had any idea?
She wasn't.
She wasn't, Marissa Tomei then. She was just an extra. So no. I mean, they knew who we were because we were the leads in the film, but, we said hello and stuff, but no, she wasn't who she ended up becoming, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing I
Not for
remember
my
about
part, anyway.
Marissa was that she loved to play with Mitch's mop.
See, that's what happened. I had to take that and then be very vulnerable, and then I had to crush somebody's head like an hour later, right?
Yeah.
All the
Drug
days
dealer.
work.
But I went out in the locker room with Cindy and all that other stuff. I'm chasing people. I'm coming out from underneath. Marissa Tomei did appear in a towel, and she comes walking in. You guys remember that scene? Well, that's Marissa Tomei, and I go like this because she's screaming, "Oh, I'm in a towel," and then she runs off. So that's the scene we had together. Many, many, many years later, I actually did meet her, and I did say something to her. He goes, "Oh, the Toxic Avenger." So, yeah.
Does she still speak of it?
Did she say yes?
She didn't. Well, I mean, it was a very, very brief encounter, but the bottom line was that she remembered. And obviously everybody knows where they start, right? Your first kiss, your first movie, right? Your first head-crushing scene. It all comes into play.
We have a question over here.
Just was curious, have any of you seen the new Toxic Avenger with Peter Dinklage? And what were your opinions and what were your thoughts about it?
I thought they did a really good job, but not as good as the original. They did call me to be in it, but unfortunately at that time I was going through a really dark period of my life, taking care of my dad at my home for 7 years, and he was dying. So I declined, but not very nicely because I was not in a good mood that day. And history is made, and it's very, very fun that they did it, and we're back again, and we're relevant because we were the first ones.
Right.
So thank you so much. And I went to Iceland, and I was where they filmed some of that, and I was in where they filmed Game of Thrones. But I didn't get to go to Bulgaria yet. Next time.
It's really a different film. It's really not the same as Toxic Avenger. The filmmakers wanted their own movie. They really didn't want to use, except for Cindy, they didn't want to use any of us in cameos even. So I thought they did a good job though. And it was just, they wanted to do their own film. Lloyd has a cameo.
Yes, of course he does. He's in
Yeah,
everything.
but
If
he
you
was
look for him, it's like
he was
250
also a producer, so,
Yes.
yeah. But I thought they did a good job.
I agree.
I had dialogue with Macon on the film. Just some back and forth emails asking a couple of questions from me. He didn't ask me to be in the film, and I thought it would have been good come back as the original Toxic Avenger. But Peter Dinklage is a really good actor, and I saw the film and I thought he did a great job. There were pieces of that movie that I thought kind of replicated the original, but you can't get it. You can't get the granular effect of something that's shot in the 80s. It's all digital now. It's just different. And everything we did was the props that we used, and the PAs and everybody else. It's just a different film. But I thought it was a good movie. But I don't think there's anything like the original Toxic Avenger. So it's like making something over. You can't. You paint the picture. That's the way it is. So.
I watched it. I enjoyed it very much, actually, and I thought it was a great film. I don't think it's as great as the original Toxic Avenger on so many multiple levels, but it was an enjoyable film. I enjoyed all the actors that were in it. There were little pieces of homages, which is kind of fun. Kevin Bacon's reference to Bozo, and now they call me that in high school. I mean, a couple, that little bit was nice, but yeah, it was good.
Before you ask you, does anyone else, you have asked quite a few, anyone else have a question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you,
And then that
okay,
gentleman
are you
behind you.
surprised at the cult status of this film? It even begat a Saturday morning cartoon show. The Toxic Crusaders, it actually had a cartoon show. One of the few R-rated movies along with Rambo to have its own Saturday morning spin-off series.
And RoboCop.
RoboCop, yeah.
I was shocked when I found out about Toxic Crusaders. Literally was shocked, and just, thinking, how did they do that? And then I saw the musical, and I thought the musical was great. It was I didn't see it live. I saw a recording of it, and I thought that was wonderful. But I didn't learn about all of that till much later. I was, again, like Mitch had said previously, living my life. I really didn't think about it. And I was just shocked. It was so fun.
I think the funniest thing is that when I learned that we were ahead of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. we were 24, they were 25. I'm like, hey.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it was great. And to watch it over 40 years now, it bursts. I mean, I think 7 out of 10 people know that movie, which is extremely exciting for all of us, right? I mean, it's just a pleasure to know that it's still alive and kicking and that generations is going. So it's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
I saw the musical in Los Angeles, and the funny thing is, the actors in the play knew I was there, the original Melvin. And so they started actually playing to me whenever there was a scene with Melvin. And then they would be like, oh, wait, you're not in the play, it's the other one. And so it was really a thrill to see this production, especially when they made me a part of it. And I think they did a great job.
Full disclosure, I was 13 when I saw the movie, and my father took me to the theater to see the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God he fell asleep about 5-10 minutes into it. It was snoring. I think it was like maybe 10 other people in the theater. So, but that was my entry into like really good horror movies was that. So, I think I had read about it in Fangoria magazine or something, and I was like, I gotta go see that movie. So I went to see it. Mitch, I met you in Mr. Beery's.
Yes.
In October, or I don't know, whatever, and we're in the same stomping grounds. Is this the first time you guys have been all together at a convention? Because I know you saying you weren't doing a lot.
This is actually the second time.
Second time? Where was the first time?
It was at Creature Feature Con.
Because
Pittsburgh, yeah.
I remember the conversation that we had was, I was like, come on, you gotta do these things, people are gonna love to see you.
Because of you.
Right. You gotta get out there, man. So I drove from Long Island just to see you guys today.
It was great.
Yeah.
I appreciated you coming out.
Yeah.
Please don't forget to use the mic. Please don't forget to use the mic. My background.
No, I was fanning out,
by the way.
Yeah. I was fanning out meeting you. So anyway, my question is, when was the last time you guys watched the movie in full, like individually? Like when did you put it on? Like was it last year or just to rewatch it, the original movie?
We just saw it. We were all together at Creature
Oh,
Feature.
So that's when you saw
They
it.
had that big theater, and I saw all the parts. Woo, huge.
Right.
I was
Okay.
like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
We were speechless.
We actually narrated through it a little bit. Lloyd was doing
Oh,
most of
really?
the
Oh
talking.
man, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
So
it was a lot of fun.
So before that, when was the last time you saw the movie individually? Like, was it like 20 years, or you seen it more frequently, or?
I saw it in preparation for the first time that
You did?
Jennifer and I did together with Melvin in Ohio.
It's often screened at the different conventions, so I've probably seen it 20 times during, from the beginning till now.
Yeah.
So it's often.
Yeah, I just got the re-release Deep, which you signed, the new version of the DVD or something, and I just rewatched it, and I watched it like 5 times. Every time I watch it, I just relive different memories in my mind when I was 13 watching the movie. So anyway, thanks for everybody for being here. I'll swing by the table later and get my autograph.
Just a piece of history. I have not seen the movie in 40 years.
Right. Yes, I heard you telling me that.
Yeah. So the last time I saw it was at the Bleecker Theater in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Right. So then 40 years later, I watched it again, and it's. As an actor, you don't usually like to look at your work after it's done. It's kind of in the can.
Yeah.
You're trying to move on.
Yeah.
But you're intrigued when you see it because you're always guessing. second guessing yourself. I should have done this and should have
Yeah.
done that, right? So,
Yeah, because a lot of actors from that genre, when I meet them, I ask them that same question, like, well, we never even saw the movie. And I'm like, what? You never even saw the movie? Like one of the guys from Killer Clowns, the cop in the movie, said he's never even seen the movie. I was like, what? Really? An iconic movie like that? You've never seen it? But
it's
and
kind
some
of
them
it's
say
a
like
kind
you
of practice
said.
with actors. That,
Yeah, he said
you
the
know,
same.
you're leaving
somebody-
behind and you're moving on. You're painting the picture. And
Right, that's
you
what
want
he
the
said,
audience
yeah.
to absorb it, right?
Yeah, that's what he had mentioned to me.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just interested because it's such a cult movie that we watch a lot. That you guys make the movie and then do you forget about it and then it just comes back to you one day or something like that. So,
All that time going past, when you watch it 40 years later, we really, I know you've seen it more, but I thought it was really, really bad. It was good.
yeah, it's a great movie.
know.
Yeah.
You know.
Stands the test of time.
I think I saw it in 24, and also in preparation for the first convention I went to in Strongsville, Ohio, and I watched it and I said, it's really good. I understand why it's a cult classic. I mean, it moves. It's got all the elements. It's got shock factor across the boards. It's got a really crazy tune. It's got fun cars that blow up. I mean, you've got all the special effects with the Toxie twins over here.
Woo!
That's pretty awesome. And I think about what those two guys went through versus what Cynthia and I went through with special effects. I mean, I didn't have any aside from
No special effects over here.
a couple of bruises from the Sauna Rocks there, Mitch.
Sorry, Wanda. But you were a hot ass, and that was the bottom line. He told me.
Yeah, and I also saw it at the Bleecker. I think the first time when it was, and it was a very interesting experience. I all of a sudden I became very shy. I was just like, oh my gosh, just seeing oneself on a big screen, and then we had that experience at Creature Feature where it was on this huge screen. So that it was very special. It was great.
And you guys plan on doing this more often, the four of you guys, doing other conventions? and
You keep
everything?
inviting us back and being such a good fan. You got us.
Fine. All right. Good.
So speaking of good fans, before we get to another question, just want to ask, have there been any memorable experiences meeting a fan at one of these conventions?
Oh.
And who's been the youngest?
Oh, I'm gonna jump the gun on that.
Go ahead.
We all had a wonderful experience with a dad bringing his two boys,
Oh, yeah.
and they were
8
dressed.
hours they drove.
They were dressed as Toxie and Melvin, and then the kids had made photos of themselves for us.
Signed to us.
And signed them and gave them to us, and I'll let Mark explain the rest, but it was just a wonderful experience. I mean, so right now here, that happening was just so sweet and so awesome. It's great.
Especially the signed that I got from the little, I guess when he was about 8, maybe, or younger.
Maybe not, I think it was
6?
6.
And it said, "Mark is my favorite actor." And that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
I have to say with those young kids too, because the superhero image, you want to portray, so I said to them, take your vitamins, make sure you do well in school, and kind of like, hold it, I said it did. And, clean up your rooms. But this afternoon we had a disabled gentleman come over to the table, and he was talking about how much he loved the movie, and I was very, very touched by what he said, because he was in a wheelchair, and he said that he's called Wheels at work, right? And he goes, and today, only 3 people really call him Wheels, because everybody else doesn't want to call him Wheels, but he enjoys being called Wheels, right? So I kind of got it, because he's from the 80s like I am, and he's nicknaming each other. There's nothing wrong with it, right? There's no politically correct response to that back when we were kids, right? So he goes, I just want to let you know I appreciate everything, and the movie was great. And I asked him how he wanted me to sign the autograph. And his name was Rob, and I said, Rob, you want me to say to Rob? And he goes, yeah, and I go, I'm gonna take the wheels. He just loved it. So I thought that was really, really, really great fan experience.
And any for you?
For me, I loved the little boys. Eric and what was the other Drew? Eric and Drew. So I happened to be wearing the Trauma Health Club T-shirt that day. And he was wearing the Trauma Health Club T-shirt that day, and he had a big red wig
The
on.
little one.
Yeah. So, and we borrowed a mop, and we got a. Oh wait a minute, he had his own mop. He came with his own mop, ladies and gentlemen. He's so well prepared. And so we took a picture in their area. It's so cute. I'm going to put it on my desk.
I just want to mention that he actually won top prize in the children's costume contest.
Oh, good!
We're just about out of time, but I think we have time for this one more question here.
Thank you. It's mainly for Mitch, but you mentioned it as well. You said you did all of your own stunts. Did anybody sustain any injuries doing the stuff? I know you weren't hanging on the car, but you said Lloyd's like, you jumped through a car window. I mean, did anybody get majorly hurt aside from some bruising?
You know, in the stunt world, believe it or not, it's practice 10, shoot 1. Practice 10, shoot 1. So we were very, 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 very careful. We don't want anyone getting hurt. Now, did I get hurt? A few times, yeah. So remember the scene where the shotgun, when the cigar face, they surround me? Okay, I jump up and they kill each other. Well, I didn't really jump up in that scene, ladies and gentlemen. I jumped down from what are those things? A fireplace. Well, not fireplace, a fire escape in Manhattan. So it was about, I don't know, 10 feet up.
Wow.
So I jumped down from that, and by the way, those were Converse All-Stars that were covered in, the burlap bags that we wore on our feet. So Converse All-Stars don't have any arches in them.
No, they don't.
It's just
They
like
do not.
falling on like a plate. So I jumped down, and my heels were kind of sore for about a week to 10 days. It wasn't fun. So I was kind of limping around from that. But nobody really did get hurt. We were very, very careful. You just got to go slow. You're moving. You got, swords and all kinds of props. You got to be very, very careful. So thank God no one really got hurt.
The scene where the car flips over, the car had roll bars in it. And when I was a script supervisor, so we were all behind the camera watching the car flip over, and the roll bar collapsed, but only on the passenger side. Everyone ran over to the car and saw that the stunt driver was actually okay, but we didn't know that until we got to the car and saw that it only failed on the passenger side where nobody was. So that was, Lloyd said if he killed that guy, that would have been the end of Trauma.
Anything for you ladies other than, stone bruising?
Well, I just have my, hot rock bruising, and I will say that Mitch was very considerate and very kind, and, they were just rocks. So that was kind of a little inadvertent thing, but that was it.
We had a very respectful scene.
We did, yes.
Did. I gained a few pounds on those strawberry bonbons they gave us for dinner. Oscar Duranta went, I was his fit model at the time, and he went, Mannion. I said, I know, I'll take care of it, don't worry, I'll be fine by next week. Back when you could just decide.
Yeah. The mayor passed away.
Pat Ryan.
Pat Ryan passed away. What a lovely guy, great actor. Really, really, there was a lot of great acting in the movie we watched. But Patrick was a great actor. He's obviously very, very a large guy, right? And he did a great job, but he had to get down on one knee. You know how difficult that is, to get down on one knee and then get your guts pulled out of you. So, but he was great. He was great. So I just want to shout out because he did pass away this year. So, he was a legend in the movie. So, we're
He's
grateful
also
we
in
had him.
Street Trash.
Street trash.
Yeah, he's the junkyard owner in Street Trash.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, he was terrific. He was. Good guy.
Well, getting down on one knee and having your guts ripped out sounds like most of the marriage proposals I've done.
That was my best goodbye this year.
We are actually a little bit over time, so we're going to have to wrap this up. But if you have further questions that were not answered here, please visit them at their tables. You guys are here for how much longer? Till the bitter end. All right, awesome. So please give a round of applause for these wonderful classic.
And we're going to applaud you for being such great fans and coming here. We love you. We adore you. Thank you.